What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 31 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my kitchen. And today, we start talking MVP talks in the NFL. We're already through 8 weeks of the season. We're halfway through. So now let's discuss who we think is the NFL MVP and who I think is the NFL MVP. I'll tell you who certainly not the NFL's MVP is Lamar Jackson. All right, guys, don't attack me for saying that, but let's be real. He's not the MVP again. He's not winning back-to-back MVPs. So let's start with Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson has 26 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2,151 yards, a QBR rating of 120.8. He has a 76.7% completion percentage, and he has a 6-1 record in the NFC West. His team is currently number 1 in that division for the Seattle Seahawks. And I just want to say, Russell Wilson looked like the MVP throughout this whole season. He still has been. My only flaw that I give him was he had that one game against the Arizona Cardinals where he threw for 3 picks, but he bounced back the following week for throwing 4 touchdowns. Now, if there's anyone who deserves an MVP, it's Wilson. And if he continues to keep playing great like he is, and he doesn't have multiple turnover games like he did against the Cardinals, I think he definitely deserves MVP. Next, we look at Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. I can't stand the guy. He always beats the Cowboys, but I got to give credit where it's due. He has 20 passing touchdowns on the season for only 2 interceptions. He has 1,948 yards. He has a QBR rating of 116.7, and he has a 67.5 completion percentage. And to know a 5-2 record in the NFC North. His team is currently leading the NFC North, their first place. Rodgers really hasn't had a bad game. His worst game was against the Tampa Bay Bucks a few weeks ago. He threw 2 interceptions. One went for a pick 6. And he also lost to the Minnesota Vikings. And there was a chance where they had one more play to try to get a touchdown and win it. But he was strip sacked and fumbled, and it costed them the game. You know, like I said, I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, but he's still playing at an elite level. And I really think he has a slim chance of winning MVP, but he definitely deserves to be in the conversation. Next is Tom Brady, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback. I mean, he definitely deserves some MVP talk. He's 41 years old, and he's still playing at a high caliber and an elite level. He has 20 passing touchdowns with 4 interceptions. He has 2,189 yards passing. He also has a 102 quarterback rating, and he has a 66.2% completion percentage. And to go along with that, he has a 6-2 record in the NFC South, and his team is in first place of the NFC South with that record. Tom Brady has been balling out ever since the start of, I believe, week 4. First few weeks he struggled, but he wasn't familiar with the offense, wasn't familiar with the system. And now ever since he's been in sync with his team and his coaches, he looks like the New England Patriots Tom Brady. And you really wouldn't be shocked. You would think he was not 41 years old, but he is, and he's making all these crazy plays and playing at a high caliber level. So I don't really think Tom Brady's going to win the MVP because he had a little bit of a rough start, but keep in mind that he'll be in the conversation. And my final MVP guy who I think should win the MVP as of now is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, what more can you say about this kid? He's 24 years old. He already has a regular season MVP. He has a Super Bowl win, and he's a Super Bowl MVP as well. For this season, he has 21 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2,315 yards passing. He has a QBR rating of 115.6. He has a 66.9% completion percentage, and he has a 7-1 record. And he's a big reason why his team, the Kansas City Chiefs, are sitting number 1 in that AFC West spot. Now, I feel like out of everyone who's been disrespected in the MVP conversation, it's been Patrick Mahomes. He's really not had a bad game at all this season. Yeah, I guess his worst game was against the Raiders a few weeks ago, but he still had 3 passing touchdowns, over 300 yards passing, and that's where his 1 interception came. But besides that 1 turnover, he hasn't turned the ball over at all through these first 8 weeks of the season. So I definitely think as of now, Pat Mahomes deserves it, but I really would like to see Russell Wilson win his first MVP. All I know is that if these guys all keep balling out for the remaining of the season, the next 8 weeks, it's going to be really tough to choose on who's going to win the MVP. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for listening. Have a wonderful night.